and I would get your spray energized with Raziel. What happens is, when we're working, we use a pendulum to select which crystal needs to go into that spray, which essential oil needs to go into that spray. By asking, do I need this one? Do I need this one? So the thing to do is to think about the first spray that you want. This is your bit, isn't it? I'm just asking the question. Okay. Over to the boss. I'll let the boss take over.
He's red.
Go for it.
Okay, guess what we're going to do?
I wonder.
Does anybody not know how to use a pendulum?
I'm kind of new in this, so yeah.
What I think we should do, see if anybody's got one. If they haven't, they can just borrow one up there or whatever they want to do. And
Okay.
we're going to just go through it. That's
Okay,
the
so
basic thing.
yeah, we've got
thought
lots
about
of
it. I
pendulums
should
at
have
the
brought one when I
back.
bought it.
So if you'd like to go and get yourself a pendulum, if you haven't got one, let's start there first. There's lots at the
There's no
back.
commitment to buy it. You can use it tonight. It's not a problem. Okay.
Yeah. I've always been carrying one. I got one like a long time ago. I bought one. I took it out of my purse. My scalp fell off.
What we'll do before you start doing the spray, we'll get a couple of sprays.
Good thing I have two.
You can always like glue it back. Like,
Yeah. So that's what I did with this one. I glued it on.
We're going to transfer you guys.
Heavy, it's good.
Ready for this?
Okay. Just close your eyes.
Well used. That's it.
That's the violet flame.
Okay, so this is going to transmute all negativity into positivity.
Just carry on. You'll be fine. Just be fine. So where did you get this?
Arizona.
Sedona. What chakra is that from your?
I knew you were going to ask that. I don't know off the top of my head, but I'll look it up in a moment for you. And I'll find out which of the other ones are. But there's one in Egypt. I'm sure Sedona as well. It's beautiful. Well, the boss says her bit. I'll just have a quick look and I'll tell you what the chakras of the world are.
Okay. Those of you that know how to use your pendulums, I'm just
With, yeah.
okay, so it's not a problem. So the first thing you need to do is whatever pendulum you're using, for now you're going to make it yours, and you always ask that it is used for your highest good only. Okay? And you say that in your mind. Because you know it's a tool, and spirit do come through with this divination tool, and we do not want any jokers coming around. So we want people that are working with our best intention, and for our highest good. Okay. So then what you need to do is you need to find out how how it's going to work for you. So you need to find out the way for yes. So you very simply just hold your, you can do it on the table or you can just rest it like that. Please show me the way for yes. And your pendulum will move. Okay, you've got a movement? Yeah? Have you got one? Yeah, can you work out whether is it going left to right, backwards, forwards? Which way's yours going? They'll all go different. Okay, so yours is going anti-clockwise. Yeah, and yours side to side. Yeah? Okay, now please ask, please show me the way for no. Did you get yours right? And the pendulum will change direction. Yours is now going backwards and forwards. Yeah. So is yours. So yours is side to side is yes, and backwards and forwards no. Yours is anti-clockwise for yes. And it's going clockwise. No. Okay. Everybody else okay with theirs? Yeah. If you want to test it, you ask yours. Am I real? And unless you've had a sex change, that should say yes. And it was my female. One of these days, you know what's going to happen, don't you? Someone's going to have a sex change. So what we're going to do, okay, so have you got verification? We all know our yes and our no. Fine. So what we are going to do is we are going to choose our oils by not looking at the name, right? Because some people look at an oil and think, I don't like that oil. You're not choosing. Okay?
Don't
You are
judge
being
it.
guided. So you are going to put your pendulum over one of the jars of oil and you're going to ask. You can ask whichever way. Is this oil for my spray? Or is this the oil? And it'll either tell you yes or no. If it says yes, write that oil down so you know which one it is. Okay? Go on to the others as well until you've depleted all the oils, and then you'll know what you need for that spray. You then find out how many drops do I need. The only way you can do that is say, do I need 1 drop? Do I need 2 drops? And until it comes to your yes, that's how many drops you will need. Does that make sense? Okay. So once you've found out your drops, you then move it over to the crystals. Is this the crystal for my spray? And to be honest with you, we only ever use one type of crystal in our spray, and I only ever use one in there. I never find that I need any more, because that's enough. Okay? And then because there's quite a few of you, once you've done that, then go back, use the pipette, there's a pipette for each one, and drop the relevant oils in your spray. You'll then put the lids on, shake it, and then make your labels.
One thing you need to bear in mind is that when you've shaken it and you want to have a spray of it, don't all do it in one area because you'll be looking too much there. Come away to a different area and just spray it and see what it makes you feel. See if it brings the energy that you want it to.
So using your pendulum, you can use your hand. If you're not comfortable with pendulum and you get, you can use your hand to decide you can do that, of course you can. But this is a quick way of doing it by using a pendulum, rather than sitting there for quite a long time in meditation and waiting for downloads to come to you. Okay, but of course you can do it that way. That's how I do it.
Are you leaving the crystal in the spray?
Sorry?
Yeah.
Are you
You leave it
leaving
in
the
the-
Yes, you
crystal?
leave it in there. So it's always in there. There's crystal in there.
It serves 2 purposes. One, when you shake it, it helps to mix with the spray, but you're also getting the energy from that crystal. Okay? But it's not all about knowing what those essences are or what those crystals are.
Yeah,
You
that's-
can look them up afterwards, and it'll be interesting to see that happen sometimes.
Those aren't labeled, those stones aren't labeled.
No.
Which is good.
Notice that.
Well,
We can tell you what they are, but and roughly what they mean, but if you ask us, so the thing to do, there's another thing, is as Zena said, write down what you're putting in. So even though you've done the selection and it's whatever oil it is, write down what that is. Because if you want to reproduce that spray
You don't write it down.
and you don't write down what you put in it, you're going to have to start again.
But the reason we're getting you to find out which oil it is, how many drops, then go over and do your crystal, then that gives other people chance to use the oils, yeah, then you can go back and put them in.
Now,
You've been writing all this down, but I've got a leaflet here that says creating angel
that
sprays.
tells you how to do it.
So you might want to use this to write down what oils you're
There's one
using and what
important
crystals.
content in the spray, and that's vodka.
Thank you. Oh, I wondered about that.
Vodka is the thing that keeps the spray from going on. So it's like the purification, what do you call it?
It's a preservative.
Preservative.
mhm.
Okay, it tells you the content of each thing. So it's just pure vodka with the water, and that the vodka actually helps to carry the oil and the spray. You need to use vodka because it doesn't smell, it doesn't influence, it's neutral, okay? But, so we don't want anybody drinking it up there, back up there, okay? There's not that much in there, so you'll be alright.
Can I just say something else as well? On here you'll see bottled water, 3/4 of total amount, and 1/4 of vodka of total amount. So it depends on how many sprays you're making, okay? Obviously, we've not included the chalice well water in that, so just add a few drops or whatever into
When you
your
make it in
mixture.
future, you know? The one thing we can't help you with is where to get the bottles from here in the US. We've brought them over, we've got a local supplier in the UK that we buy our bottles, but the sort of places that you will find it, or find those bottles potentially, are people that supply all the skin products and things, jars, bottles. If you put jars, bottles in, you'll probably find on there, and they supply all of the cosmetic industry. And you can buy, ours are blue bottles, you can buy brown, green, clear.
You remember Gail Benner?
The,
Gail Benner?
Yeah.
We've gotten online and ordered bottles.
okay, excellent.
So you can get them online,
Yeah.
different colors, different
Yeah,
sizes,
sure. Excellent.
you know, every kind, sprayers.
And they're cheaper online if you get them online, and you
Definitely
can get
buy
more
by
of them.
bulk is
They
cheaper.
are.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can get them in bulk there.
Well,
What
I don't
size?
know. I mean, ours work out at something like if you had the bottle, because we buy 500 at a time, and they last indefinitely. Ours are plastic, but you can buy glass. I don't know what you get here in the UK, but some of ours are platinum metal ones. You get all sorts of different sizes. But I think they work out as something like probably for the top and the base less than $1 each. If you buy
Right.
some. So, you know, you're going to have to see what you've got. But we've got obviously what you need to know. So.
So you prefer glass versus plastic?
Well, we use plastic because we wanted to use blue. And the reason we wanted to use blue is that it prevents the sunlight getting in and them going off. We went for plastic because it's lightweight, and this is like recycled plastic. It's not mass-produced plastic. Bottles are fine, but we like the size of these. These are 50 ml.
Can I say
Yeah.
something though? If you use glass, you should find that your contents will last longer because plastic is porous. Glass isn't.
Oh, I
So-
didn't know that, thank you.
Yeah. Ours
Yeah,
is-
some essential oils will melt plastic too.
Yeah.
And
Our
we
sprays-
use
Yeah.
glass.
Yeah, we use glass on some, we use plastic on others, but you know, there's a cost involved with it
Right.
because the glass is more expensive, obviously.
Mhm.
But the plastic ones last about 9 months. Okay? The glass ones maybe a year, year and a half.
I'll give you a little tip. if your spray starts to suddenly smell of curry, it's gone off.
Okay.
Okay?
It's gone off to where? I
Anyway.
just had to say that.
Right, okay.
Off
So,
to Rancidity.
shall we start having some fun?
Can I ask a
Yeah, okay?
I have
What
a
do you do with
question.
the crystals? Do you
Oh.
recycle them, clear them, cleanse them?
Yeah, no, listen, once your spray's finished, absolutely, keep that crystal, cleanse it, and then make another one of those sprays and pop it in. Yeah, no problem.
Mount Shasta is the base chakra. Yeah.
Can you reuse the bottle?
Right,
Lake Titicaca
the
is
plastic
the
ones,
sacral.
you can reuse, if you're going to use the same
Then there's another
spray,
mountain in
second
Australia,
spray,
which is the solar plexus.
you can use it a
That's
couple
what
of times.
is
I
the
tell you what,
Egypt's the
please
throne.
go first, the atomizer,
Yes.
okay, because where you're spraying it in
Tibet is the
whatever, that's
crown.
what tends to,
You can find it earth
Yeah.
So bad, yeah.
yeah, it does, it really starts to go. But I mean, usually the sprays don't last that long anyway, because you're using them and.
Another obvious tip, design your label before you stick it on. So many people stick the label on and go, I'm struggling to draw on this. There's flat labels up there, so draw on the flat label and peel it and stick it. I know it sounds obvious.
Go
All right,
have
let's
some
go for it.
fun, go have some fun, start doing, now listen,
Think about what you want for your first spray.
we've already taken off the droplets